What up guys, hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about short-term thinking and long-term thinking when you're starting a business here in Africa. But first, I'm recording this video from a beautiful park here. I think it's called Africa Square. In my last video, I messed up. I called this place Harare Gardens, but I later learned it's called Africa Unity Square. Yes, I was born here, but I didn't even know these things. It goes to show you how long I've been away from this country. For about 25 years, I've been away from this city. I'm sort of rediscovering this city all over again and also rediscovering this country. It's very beautiful. I would say Zimbabwe and specifically Harare has the best weather, at least the top 3 cities that I've ever visited in my life. And I've lived in so many cities in my life, so I know good weather. And of course the energy is great, the people are great. It seems that most people that are making new money in this economy don't understand anything about long-term thinking. Everything is about, how do I make a buck right now? And I know where this attitude comes from. It comes from what we call a scarcity mindset. When you've been broke most of your life, when you've been poor most of your life, and you suddenly get money, you go crazy. You lose it. There's some people that are only touching real money now, maybe in their 30s or in their 40s, and they don't know what to do with that money. And I get it. I'm not judging those people. What I'm saying is this. I'm sitting right outside Meikles Hotel, and it's called Hyatt Regency now. But when I was a young kid, it was just called Meikles. Meikles has a presence in, I think, Mutare as well. They have a presence in Masvingo. At least those are the 2 cities that I know they have a presence in. I'm not sure if they have a presence in Bulawayo, Gweru. I'm not sure, because I haven't been there yet. But I will go there soon. When I look at like a hotel or an operator like Meikles or even N. Richards over there in Masvingo, these are legacy businesses. They've been around for decades. Even before I was born, they've been around. Especially Meikles has been around since the 1800s. And we're in 2025. Can you imagine? But when you look at most of the businesses, I'll say 99% of businesses that are started by people that are making new money, that have never tasted money, those businesses do not last more than 20 years. I was having a conversation with a genius that I know. He's related to me, and he's a freaking genius. He doesn't even know it, but I have to remind him every day, bro, you're a genius. He asked me, why is it that we're not able to come up with a strategy that allows our businesses to last that long, as long as like a Meikles or an N. Richards? That was a really, really good question that I was asking myself too. If you're looking to get into business, you want your business to last as long as possible and to outlive you. Whoever started Meikles is long dead already. But Meikles is such a prominent brand here in Zimbabwe. So he asked this question, I was like, what's going on here? What is it? It's simple, it's scarcity mindset. When you've never grown up with money, you feel the need to be extravagant and do things or make purchasing decisions that are not sustainable in the long term. Let me explain an example. First thing they gotta do is they gotta drive the biggest shiny car they can find. And then they blow the rest of the cash on stupid things they don't really need, like material things. I'm not saying you shouldn't reward yourself for your hard work. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, do you really need a $100,000 Benz when you can reinvest that $100K into staff, into the longevity of your business? I'm just saying. It just makes more sense to reinvest that $100K back into the business rather than buying material things that are depreciating assets. If I buy a $100,000 car today, I know in about 2 years that car is going to be worth half the price. So I'm losing $50K in 2 years. It doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make any sense. There are a lot of things that we consider assets here, but they're not really assets. They're actually liabilities. Because when you look at the cost to maintain that car, the maintenance, the oil changes, all of that stuff, God forbid, if you get into a car accident and your insurance only covers so much, what if that car gets totaled? You might have to cover some of that cost. Of course, depending on what insurance you got. I don't see any reason to be splurging on these material things that are depreciating assets. Actually, they're not even assets. We can't even call them assets, guys. Those are liabilities. A $100,000 car in an economy like this is a massive liability because the service is going to be way more than in a city like Atlanta. So if I was to drive that same $100,000 car in Atlanta, Georgia, US, I'm probably spending less to maintain that car than I would spend in Zimbabwe. What I'd rather do with that 100K is invest it into paying staff more, maybe recruiting from a different country that is more exposed to the sort of business model that I'm trying to do. And when you look at companies like Miko's, those are probably some of the strategies they're deploying right now. They're probably recruiting the best staff from the UK or whatever and telling them, hey, listen, please come to Zimbabwe. I'll pay you $50K a year. I'll give you a company car and all this stuff. You know, I'll give you a house. You live good. You just help me run this business efficiently. And then that's how these companies are able to run these businesses efficiently, because they're constantly reinvesting back into their businesses. Versus us, we want to buy the shiny toys immediately to flex that we've made it. But success is not a destination, guys. Success is a journey, and you're operating on borrowed time. Success is something that you have to rent, and that rent is due every single day. Every day you gotta pay that rent for success. That's why I put in the work every single day, because I understand that if I slack off, even if I miss 1 week of applying pressure on my goals, I'll fall off. But I don't know what it is. We have this mindset that once I've gotten a certain amount of money, then I've made it and I don't have to work anymore. Nah, man. Because there's a guy like me right behind you applying that pressure maximum. So you can't relax out here, guys. You can't relax. Ultimately, it comes down to that. Once we make some money, we relax. We don't reinvest back into our businesses. And then you start to find that customer service is garbage. There's so many businesses that I've been to here in Africa. It's not just a Zimbabwe issue, it's an African issue. There's so many businesses that I've been to that are being run by, locals. They got a little bit of cash there, and they relax. They take their foot off the gas. And customer service is garbage. I'm not coming back. And I'll never tell you I'm not coming back. I just won't show up. And when people ask me how this place is doing, I just won't tell them anything. I won't bash you, but I just won't tell them anything. So you won't get the customers from people like me that I have the influence. Because I will have the ability to probably bring 20 people into your business. But if I don't like it, that means you're losing me and 20 other people that I can influence. But that's not how we think, because we have that scarcity mindset, that new money mindset. But guess who knows that? Guess who knows that game? Miko's knows that game. In fact, I'm about to go to Miko's right now and chill in there. Maybe have some coffee, have some tea, because I know they understand me. They're gonna treat me like a king that I am. But as soon as I go somewhere else, they're gonna treat me regular. Nah, I already lost my business. And the other hundreds of people that I'm gonna influence. See, that's a mindset that we need to kind of change when we're starting business here in Africa, that you're competing on a global market now, guys. Thanks to the power of YouTube, you're competing at a global level. Don't just think you're competing only with the people that are in your little city or in your little neighborhood or your country. Nah, you're competing for my attention with the Zambians, with the Tanzanians, with the Kenyans. Because if I don't like the way I'm treated at a certain business, I'm comparing you to the business over there in Nairobi that treats me really good. I'm comparing you to that business in Zambia that treats me really good. You name the city, and we're the ones that have the money to spend, the real money to spend. So I think when you're starting a business here in Africa, be mindful of stuff like that. I hope you guys get some value from this video. If you're interested in working with the best, this means that you're looking to explore business opportunities here in Zimbabwe. I love the weather. There's so many problems here that need to be fixed. If you're ready to explore what is here, make some money here in Zimbabwe, then let's talk. I'll put a link in the description of this video. Schedule some time. Let's talk. We'll go from there. I'll see you in the next one.